Did you miss this series? Well, it's back, new and improved. I decided to restart the series because I disagreed with some of my old choices. Well, for a lot of things, and on top of that, I couldn't really think of a good character roster at the time. So that's why I had to end up canceling this series. But now it's back, and this time it'll be better, hopefully. Anyway, on with the concepts, and like last time, we'll be talking about the retro tracks for the first part. So without further ado, let's dive in. For the first track in the Shell Cup, we have Daisy Hills from Mario Kart 7. A lot of people have been predicting this one, so I decided to include it myself, and it seems somewhat likely. I mean, it's a well-designed course, and Nintendo tends to stick with these types of courses as their first courses in the Shell Cup. Just look at Mario Kart 8 with Moo Moo Meadows. So yeah, I think it's pretty likely. Next up we got Koopa Beach 1 from Super Mario Kart. Like Daisy Hills, this seems to be a pretty common retro track prediction choice for a lot of people. And besides, we already got Koopa Beach 2 in Mario Kart DS, so why not include the other one? Then for the third track, we got Sweet Sweet Canyon. I think this is one of the most unique courses in Mario Kart 8 for its overall theme, so I feel like they have to include this one as a retro track. Then for the fourth and final track in the Shell Cup, we have Toad's Factory from Mario Kart Wii. Okay, I think this one is a no-brainer. Seriously, why haven't they included this one yet? It's fucking awesome. Besides, they can add an anti-gravity section inside the factory, and an underwater section right before that, so it really has a lot of potential as well. For the first track in the Banana Cup, we have Sunset Wilds from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Now, I personally have never played Mario Kart Super Circuit, but I always thought that this was a cool course, with the Shy Guys jumping on your carts and slowing you down and taking some of your coins away, and now the sun goes down farther every time you finish a lap. So I feel like this course is a must for Mario Kart 9, especially considering the fact that Super Circuit doesn't really get that much representation for retro tracks anyway. Then we have Sunshine Airport from Mario Kart 8, which even though it's a bit of a short course, it's easily one of the most unique tracks in the entire game. I mean, seriously, you're driving around an airport. Also, not to mention it's a pretty popular track in general, even among people who just play the games and aren't really anticipated by concepts for Mario games, which is a pretty big number. So I think it's probably the most likely to be one of the first retro tracks for Mario Kart 8 that are picked. Next up from Mario Kart 7, we have Cheep Cheep Lagoon, aka Cheep Cheep Cape if you're from the UK. Although this is a pretty basic course, I still think it's a pretty cool course nonetheless, like how you get to dive in the water at the beginning. And I don't really think any changes need to be made to this track, because I feel that any anti-gravity sections would be forced and unfitting to the environment of the track. Okay, even though I don't like Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS that much as a track, it just feels lackluster compared to a lot of the other highway courses in the Mario Kart series. I feel like its inclusion is inevitable, just because pretty much all of the other Mario Kart DS tracks are taken, even though it's boring as fuck. Okay, at least it's still better than Yoshi Falls. Okay, I may have cheated here and added a DLC cup from Mario Kart 8 as an extra cup, but I honestly feel like 4 Retro Cups and 4 Nitro Cups is way too small at this point, and I feel like they should step it up a notch by adding another cup for each. But anyway, on with my choices. Okay, this one doesn't need an explanation. It's literally the only track from Mario Kart 64 that hasn't been used yet, and it's quite a shame too, because it's such a good track. I mean, it's got that big jump, and it pretty much started the chain of crazy Wario-themed tracks that we know and love, so of course I'm going to include this one. Next up, we have Mushroom City from Mario Kart Double Dash. I really like this course. It's got a lot of routes and shortcuts to take, and I think it's got quite a bit of potential. I feel like they'd probably add similar things with this track like they did with Toad's Turnpike in Mario Kart 8, such as anti-gravity routes on the sides and surfboards and cars that you could do tricks off of. However, I really don't see the gliding working here, just because of all the sharp turns this course has. Alright, next up on our list we got Mario Circuit from Mario Kart DS. Okay, of course there's gotta be a Mario Circuit somewhere on here, right? Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't used this one yet. It's a simple course, but still a fun course. Granted, it's not my favorite Mario Circuit, that would go to Mario Kart 7's Mario Circuit, but it's still good for what it is. Plus, I could see this course working well with anti-gravity, especially with the pipe tunnel and whatnot. And for the last track in the Bell Cup, we got Bowser's Castle 4 from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Okay, honestly this one should have been in Mario Kart 8, cause DS had Bowser's Castle 2, Wii had Bowser's Castle 3, and 7 had Bowser's Castle 1, so I think this one should be in Mario Kart 9 to make up for its absence in Mario Kart 8. Also, it just looks like a fun course. For the first track in the Leaf Cup, we got Dry Dry Ruins from Mario Kart Wii. This is honestly one of the best courses from Mario Kart Wii, so it honestly surprises me that they haven't used this one yet. Not to mention the fact that gimmicks that weren't present in Mario Kart Wii could easily be incorporated into the track's design, like the gliding could be pretty easily incorporated at the end of the Ruins section, and if they really wanted to, they could have the inside of the Ruins be an anti-gravity section. So yeah, there's really a lot of potential for this course. Next up, we got Vanilla Lake 2 from Super Mario Kart. They really need to use a Vanilla Lake course as a retro track. It's the only type of course from Super Mario Kart that hasn't been used yet, so I really think they should use one. Honestly, either one is fine, but I chose Vanilla Lake 2 just because I think they could make more use of the underwater gimmick with it, like they did with Donut Plains 3 and Mario Kart 8. And I think they could make the ice bricks freezies instead, just because the ice bricks wouldn't really work that well in 3D, I don't think. And freezies have been in Sherbet Land, so I think they'd work here. But they should actually freeze you like they did in Double Dash. I just love Electrodrome from Mario Kart 8. It's one of the best courses in the game. The only issue I have with this course is that it's a bit too straightforward, and I feel like they could give it some more shortcuts if they remake it. I mean, take Music Park from Mario Kart 7 for example. I'm comparing this course to Music Park because they have very similar track design and they both share music as a common theme, obviously. But anyway, that course had loads of shortcuts, so why can't they do the same with Electrodrome? And for the last track in the Leaf Cup, we have Rock Rock Mountain, also known as Alpine Pass from Mario Kart 7. Alright, this course has got to return. It's a fucking awesome track. I mean, come on, look at all the gliding sections, and not to mention the kick-ass music. Oh yeah, and the ending section could easily be an anti-gravity section, so there's that. The only other thing I'd change about this course is maybe add another shortcut or two, just because this course is a bit straightforward. More than that, it's a great course. At the beginning of the Lightning Cup, we have Cloud Top Cruise from Mario Kart 8. Now originally, I was having a hard time deciding between this course and Ice Ice Outpost from Mario Kart 8's DLC, but I decided to go with this one just because it was a part of the original game, and it's a way more popular track. I mean, I get why, this course is well designed, and it's got some pretty good music too, and I don't think anything needs to be changed about this track, but hey, why fix what isn't broken? Next up, we have Wario's Shipyard from Mario Kart 7, or Wario's Galleon if you're from the UK. Now, I really like this course. In fact, it's pretty underrated. I mean, there are a lot of sharp turns and nifty shortcuts. Then again, Wario courses in general tend to be some of the best courses in the Mario Kart series. And anti-gravity could easily be implemented here, with the sunken ship. And I nearly forgot to mention that it was really cool how they themed this course after Wario Land. or at least to some extent they did, so that was a nice throwback. Granted, I haven't played Wario Land, but it was still cool nonetheless. Next up, we have Bowser's Castle for Mario Kart Double Dash. So I had a similar situation with this course to the one I did with Cloud Top Cruise, where it was either this course or the DS Bowser's Castle. However, I chose this one simply because I like it better. It's got much more turns and hazards, and it's got that Bowser statue that breathes fire, so there's that. Although if they do bring this course back, I think they could do a few things to revamp it a little bit. For example, have the carpet shake at the beginning when the thwomp slammed down, enabling the players to do tricks, and have a gliding section right before the finish line, just because the old course feels a little dated compared to some of the other courses on here. Obviously not as dated as, like, say, the Super Mario Kart tracks, but still pretty dated compared to the tracks like the Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 ones, obviously. And finally, we have Rainbow Road from Mario Kart Super Circuit. While I would prefer Rainbow Road from Mario Kart Double Dash, I think they should keep the tradition going of having a retro Rainbow Road each time for a new installment, even though this track is flat and boring compared to the other Rainbow Roads. But still, I feel like it could be made into a fun track. Like, have some gliding sections for the shortcuts, and make the track more wavy in general so that way you're not just driving on a flat and boring track the entire time. Hell, even add some trick ramps on the sides for shortcuts, like what Mario Kart 7 did with SNES Rainbow Road. There's a lot that can be done with this course. Well, there you have it. That's my retro track wishlist for Mario Kart 9. Did you agree with my choices, or do you beg to differ? Let me know in the comments below. Did not mean for that to rhyme. Also, let me know what retro tracks you would like to see in Mario Kart 9. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Peace out.